This is a casting of a skull. But I want to talk about bones because bones were a big thing in the last issue. We talked about one very important bone, which I'll talk about in a minute. But you have to understand that you can get a lot of information from the bones. Even looking at the sutures, which are around the skull on this casting, which is a very good casting, I can tell you it was a younger person. I could probably calculate out a range. So we can find out age from bones, also from the way the teeth erupted and wear on the bones, like arthritis. We can tell you about gender. Males tend to have these heavy arches, bone arches over their eyebrows, and they have a heavier, what they call mastoid process right beside the jaw. And where the muscles attach, there's a larger bumps and grooves in the bone. So this indicates that it is a male. And females, the best way to discover whether it's a female bone is to look at what they call the pelvic girdle or the pelvic bones, because they are accommodative to birthing and therefore they have different form than men. So age, then we have gender. We can have race because there are predominances in the structure, especially of the skull, among the different races. And then the last one I'd like to talk about is really pathologies and traumas, because you can see healing traumas, healing bones, and you can identify people by past traumas they've had which are in hospital records. Or you can look for fresh trauma, such as in this last episode, which was the hyoid bone, this little bone that's suspended by muscle right here in your neck. And that bone is so important in determining whether there was manual strangulation or not. Plus, even if a person is stabbed somewhere in the body, you can many times detect tool marks if you only have the bones left. The same thing with blocking knife wounds with the hands, and the radius and the ulna get tool marks on them from the knife. So the show is called The Coroner, I Speak for the Dead, but it's not just the body that speaks, it's also the bone.